All right, beautiful. Recording. Hello, Tammy. All right, today's session is called How to Stay in Your Lane of Success. Okay, so how many of you get easily distracted? You get easily pulled away and you're looking at what is everybody else doing to, whether it's to grow your business, grow improve your health, improve your marriage, right? What is it that everybody else is doing? And it distracts you. Okay, so there's one thing to gain more knowledge, to apply the knowledge to change your results, but it's another thing to constantly be distracted about what is everybody else doing, because what that does is it literally stops your growth. It just kind of puts roadblocks on, right? Are you constantly, here's another thing, like, are you constantly looking outside of you to learn how to grow your business? Are you constantly only accumulating knowledge? Like more? It's very common because that's how we've been raised. Okay, so we actually have been conditioned as society to just collect knowledge. We go to school, we collect knowledge, we get tested on it, we collect more knowledge, but we weren't actually really taught how to apply said knowledge to change our life, right? Like that's otherwise everybody would be doing it. We wouldn't have this problem of people feeling stuck, stopped, blocked, unsuccessful, a failure, miserable, in poverty, ill health. Like we wouldn't have that gigantic problem in the world. Okay, so today I really wanted to talk on this topic because it is an area that I have had to continually, trust me, you need to know that whatever I talk about, I've gone through it too, or maybe I'm going through it again. Like, I don't talk about things that I personally haven't gone through. I don't just learn something and just talk about it. It's like, nope, as long as it has applied for me at some point in my life, then I will talk about it, right? As long as I have grown through it, learned the lessons, then I will talk about it and teach you, because I just think that's why I'm here. I'm here to kind of be the pioneer and to go through it first, right? Go through the mud, learn the lessons, and then teach you, so that either I stop you from hitting rock bottom, I help you before you go down that downward spiral, right? Like that's really truly why I think I'm here. So I want to show you how to stay in your unique lane of success, okay? Because we're constantly being bombarded. Even just going on social media. Social media stalks you, right? So whatever it is that you're trying to figure out, boom, you've got 1,000 million advertisings up because they like somehow hear your thoughts. How many of you have that all the time where you're like, I didn't even say it, but somehow Instagram knew what I was thinking. Like talk about energy transference there, right? Like how freaky is that? But we're constantly being bombarded with different strategies, what this person's doing, which is opposite of what that person's doing, but yet, they both have great success. And it ends up being really confusing, right? Like it ends up you're just so overwhelmed. You're like, what do I need to do here? Like one person's telling me this thing, this person's telling me that thing, then we got this person saying this thing, then that thing XYZ ABC, and it's just really freaking confusing. So I just want you to know that I get you. I got you. Been there, done that. So here's the thing. Every single one of you is unique in your own way. Okay? Every single one of you has a unique path, and that path might not be the same as my path. That path might not be the same as your upline's path. It might not be the same way. I believe my job as a mentor is to show you what has worked for me, all of the tools that I have collected over my 10 plus years of studying all this stuff, and really giving you the board And you have to decide, okay, what feels better for me? Because what feels better for you is always going to be your answer. It's always going to be your truth. So if I tell you to do something and you're like, no, that's just going to be a hard no, then you don't do it, right? You can try it. I mean, I believe you got to try it before you say it's a hard no, because sometimes your paradigm, your ego is just going to say no anyways, because it's trying to keep you in the comfort zone. But if you genuinely try it and you give it a good shot and you're like, okay, no, this is not my path. This is not for me. Okay, it's not for you. Right. But the thing is that you've got to take action to really figure out, okay, what's my unique lane of success? So the key here is really to learn how to stay grounded in your lane without constantly being distracted by what everybody else is doing around you, right? Again, we're being so bombarded with all the things, all the tools, all of the strategy, right? But at the end of the day, you just want to see results. You just want to see evidence of your growth. You just want to feel happier. You want to feel more satisfied, more fulfilled, and of course, more abundant. Correct? Like, correct me if I'm wrong here. But at the end of the day, I mean, life is too short to be so stressed out over what strategies am I using. But when, again, you get so grounded in you, yourself, your lane, your purpose, then you'll actually stop looking at what everybody else around you is doing. So I wanted to break this down in 3 parts. Okay. So part 1, what do you want? Part 2, clear your path. Part 3, change your habits. Okay. So part 1, do you have a clear sight of what you want? Do you have a clear sight of what you want? Your goal. What's your goal? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? If you're just going after a goal that's meaningless to you, it's never going to last. You're going to always look externally outside of you because it's not coming from within. So, are you emotionally connected to your purpose, your meaning, your why? Okay. If you aren't yet, that's always step 1. You've got to find clarity. That's always step 1. And it's okay to go back there, every week, every day, every month, every few months, when you're just kind of starting out in this work. It's okay to constantly go back and to continually find your clarity piece. I mean, I had to do that. I still have to do that once in a while. If I know that I'm getting distracted and I'm feeling overwhelmed, I got to get back to my clarity piece, because that's getting back to my heart, right? When you're not connected with your heart and you're not leading with your heart, then your ego is running the show. Your ego is running the show. Okay. So we got to put the ego down. We got to get back into our heart space, connect to our purpose and our meaning of like, why are we here? Why am I doing this? What do I love to do? And then that is going to literally eliminate the distractions all around you. Okay. So a couple questions that are just really good to reflect on. What do I love to do? What about this one? What would I do and love to do every single day, even if I was failing at it? That's a good one. What would I do? What would I love to do every single day, even if I was failing at it? And I know I don't like to use the word failing, but I mean, sometimes we got to go there, right? What am I passionate about? What am I really good at? And who do I want to become along the way? So answer those questions, because within that, you're going to find your purpose. You're going to find your why. You're going to find your meaning. Your meaning. We all need meaning here. If we're just working a meaningless job just to get a paycheck and meaninglessly go through life and just live this mediocre life, I mean, you're not in the right place, first of all, because we're not about that here inside this group. We're here about meaning. We're here for purpose. We're here for impact. We're here for growth. We're here for expansion. We're here to lead the way. Okay. So do you have a clear sight over what you want? That's part 1. Part 2 is clear your path. Get rid of the boulders in the way. Get rid of the dust that keeps going in your face. Get rid of the outside noise. You have to get, like I said, so grounded in who you are and how you want it to be. So if people are telling you that you got to hustle and you got to grind, you got to work hard, you got to push, you got to force. I mean, I know that doesn't feel good for you because that's not actually why, like, that's not like our truth. We're here to be in flow, right? So if everyone around you is telling you that's how it has to be, but then you've got this like inside voice being like, no, it doesn't. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be an easier way. There's got to be a different way. You've got to go over there because that's your higher self communicating with you, validating that, yeah, there's another way for you, right? For some people, what looks to be hustle, what looks to be hard work, to them, it may not be hard work. To them, they might freaking love that. I, for one, do not love that method. If you didn't know that about myself, I love to spend lots of time in nature. I love to spend lots of time with family. I love to spend lots of time traveling and having experiences, right? Like that's what I love to have. So I'm all about how can I make the biggest impact in the least amount of time? Who can I bring in to help me with that vision so that I don't have to do it all myself because I'm just a one woman show? Who can I co-create with? Who can I collaborate with to make a bigger impact so that I have more time to do the things that I love to do? I mean, that's my vision. That's my why, right? So it's going to be different for everyone. And we have to really understand that just because they're hustling, they're working hard, doesn't mean that you have to. There is another way. So are you a solution focused person or are you focusing on the problems and what you don't want, right? So clear your path, get really clear on how you want it to be. When you're clear on your purpose and the path that you want to stick on, you will literally take back the external focus of what others think, and you start to go internal and you start to continue to ask yourself deep down within to your heart space, how do I want this to be? How do I want to do this? What are the solutions to these problems? And when you get quiet and when you quiet the mind enough to really get really still and really relaxed and really quiet, the answers will come. That's how we connect with spirit. That's how we connect with God. That's how we connect with source. That's how we connect with our higher self. The answers are within you. They're not outside of you. The answers are within. So clear your path on how you want it to be and then go within to find the solutions. Okay. Part 3, gotta change your habits. Gotta change your habits. So you are in the habits of looking outside of you. You are in thought habits of, I don't know the answer, I gotta go outside of me. You're in habitual habits of just constantly researching outside of you and looking at what everyone else is doing. And you're in emotional habits, okay? So you are a habitual being. So you've got to also work on changing your habits so that you're not constantly being distracted. We have a mental muscle. It's called our will muscle. And that's our ability to focus. So the other thing that I hear a lot of is like, oh, I've got, put labels on myself of like, I just can't focus. I've got a disability. I can't focus. And I'm sorry, but part of that I call BS because a huge part of that is ignorance around our mental muscles of our ability to focus. We live in a distracting world. We're constantly being bombarded by all the beeping, all the notifications, all the phone calls. We have no boundaries. So we're just allowing everybody to come into our life and distract us from everything. So no wonder why we feel like we're going crazy sometimes, right? But a big part of it is that we haven't exercised and strengthened our ability to focus with our mental muscle. It's a mental muscle. So it's part of one of our higher mental faculties. We have 6 of them. This is what we teach our clients in our client containers, how to strengthen their will muscle. So we give you exercises, just like you go to the gym. You can't expect yourself to lift 500 pounds if you've never lifted a day in your life, right? That's just purely insanity. You've got to exercise. You got to show up every single day. You've got to build the muscle. It's the same thing with our mind muscles. We've got to learn the exercises, and then we got to hold ourselves accountable, or get around people to hold us accountable and do it every single day. We've got to build our mental muscle, our will muscle. Okay. So no matter, here's the thing, no matter how successful you are, if you don't change the habits of thought, you're always going to be distracted, because there's lots of successful people out there. Lots of people who are making all kinds of money, who are building huge, beautiful businesses, but they are going crazy because they don't have the calmness of mind. They're constantly in stress. They're constantly in overwhelm. They're constantly getting distracted. So I'm all about teaching you how to calm the mind, how to find the inner peace, how to listen to your intuition, how to listen to what's your path of least resistance. That is how we stay in our lane and we build success. Whatever success looks like for you, okay? That could be a bigger business, that could be a bigger income, a bigger amount of team members, that could be health. I mean, hell, success to you could just be living my life happy. It's going to be, again, you're all unique. You're all different. But I hope that helps. I hope that sheds some light on, maybe why you feel a little bit distracted, or why you're in a state of overwhelm. But that's really what it comes down to, is you've got to know what you want. So always clarity over what you want. You got to clear your path, and you got to change your habits. We got to change our habits of thought, habits of emotion, and our habitual habits as well. So if you need help on any of that, that is what we do within our clients, our 6-month client container. And you become a master. You really do become a master of your mind, of your thoughts, of your habits, of goal achievement, of yourself, figuring out who the hell you are and why you're here. All of those things are everything that we cover inside of our client container as well. So if you're interested and to see what that looks like for you, just reach out to me and we can definitely have a conversation. But thank you so much. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye for now.